Hello, Sharon. How are you?
Hi, Christy. I'm very well. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for coming to this channel. So, I would love to introduce you to the audience first. So, everyone, thanks for watching this channel, The Joyful Leader in You. Today, I'm very honored and very thrilled to invite a very special guest in our channel. And as you can see, her name is Sharon Chemello. Is that Chemello? Am I right?
Very
That's
good.
awesome.
Italiano. Chemello.
Camilla, all right. So just a little bit background about Sharon. So she has been a much loved teacher for almost 40 years, 40, guys. Throughout her work as the kids, teenagers, and families whisperer, she has worked successfully with individuals and families, coaching people towards happiness. Wow. You know how important happiness is nowadays. Everybody wants happiness. So we got an expert who is actually not just saying about it, but also living her life towards the same thing, as well as her new book, which I'm actually holding on my hand right now. It's called Emoji, as you can see. It's very, very special. And I really love the face. Every time when I see it, I just can't stop smiling. It's just brings so much joy and great things. So, welcome, Sharon.
Thank you. Thank you for that lovely introduction. I really
Oh,
appreciate it. And
you're
it's so good
welcome,
to
Sharon.
be here.
Awesome. So, Sharon, without any waiting, we would love to hear from you about who you are. Just say hi to the audience. That would be great. Thank you, Sharon.
Sure. So I was born into an Air Force family. So we traveled around a lot. We didn't have a lot of money. And any money that we did have, my father spent on alcohol and cigarettes and women. And my poor, long suffering mum is still quite traumatized. And then that becomes that, intergenerational trauma that I've felt through her, whether it's nature or nurture. So, a bit of a tough upbringing. My siblings were both special needs kids, so intellectual disabilities and some emotional and social problems. So I was the bright spark, but mum was so hardened by her mum, that old Irish toughness. And she was so, I guess, so involved in all the problems that she had to deal with my siblings and my dad and her parents. Her mother died when I was 4, her father died when I was 10. So, the person who is my carer is a very traumatized
Mm,
person and
mm.
still is to this day, sadly. So that's had a huge effect on me. But I guess I've risen above and decided, made that decision, as you say in your book, that we're not willing to be a victim,
Mm,
just keep trying and keep pushing the boundaries.
mm.
So dad left when I was about 16. He went off with another woman, and mum raised us as teenagers on her own, which was very difficult for
Wow.
her. Yeah. And then, yeah, like I say, I was the bright spark, but there was never any accolade or congratulations or good job, or it was always just expected. And when I asked her about it as an adult, when I started doing the work on myself, I said, Mum, you never said congratulations or well done. And she said, well, we just expected you to do well. I thought, oh wow, okay. I said, but it would be nice to hear it occasionally. And she said,
Yes.
well, you know that I'm proud of you. And I said, but I don't, Mum. That's the first time you've ever said it in my whole life.
Wow.
And this is when I was in my 50s. So I guess I've grown up with a lot of fears, the 3 universal fears,
Mm,
Greg Braden, and I noticed them in your book too: not being loved, not belonging,
mm.
and not feeling worthy.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I grew up with those, and I've had to work for the last few years very hard on myself, like with coaches and counselors, to
Mm,
break through those fears and limiting beliefs. Yeah. And then I married very well a good Italian boy, which is why I have the Italian name. I've kept the name because it's my business name and my children's name. My kids are now 27 and 24. They're
wow.
amazing young millennials. I'm very proud of them. They have their own problems from time to time, and we sit down and we deal with it together.
Wow.
They both have a copy of Emoji, and Emoji came about when I started all the personal development after my divorce. And I was doing lives in my local park talking about the strategies that were helping me. And I was saying to people, you must exercise, meditate, own your shizzle, journal, inner child. And suddenly Emoji, the word, just appeared. And I'm in the park and I'm on the camera, and it was like angels singing and trumpets blaring, Emoji. That's it.
That's the word.
Yeah. So then in the book, I put a group together, and I had other coaches come in and people into wellness and personal development. And I asked them for strategies. Tell me all your strategies. Tell me all, and you can make anything, just about anything fit
Yes.
to one
Yes.
of those letters. So, and if I can't make something fit, I think about it. Oh, what would, like, random act of kindness? What would that fit? Oh, energy. You're giving energy of yourself to someone without expecting
Yeah.
anything. So everything can fit Emoji.
Wow.
And yeah, and then I decided I would write the book because I was turning 60. I was dealing with melanoma and having immunotherapy last year. I had bought a property on the river and it flooded, and I had the tenants from hell. So it was the most difficult year, but I decided, nope, I'm going to get this done. And that's when I signed up with our
Yeah.
wonderful coach,
Yeah,
Emma.
that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing the background of this book as well as your childhood and all these inspiring stories. And I believe there are many people who are outside there. They are experiencing something similar, or probably not worse, or can be worse. Who knows? But
Yes.
I think your stories are definitely very important and worthwhile to share with people, which is why I really personally recommend this book a lot. It's not a big book, and it's very light though. I love it because when you're traveling, if you want to read something and something not boring, I think this is definitely the book to go to. And it's talking about stories rather than just say, hey, you should do this, you should do that. It's more about your personal story, reflecting the right ways that we should do. So I really love it. I would love you to share also, because you are the new author. I saw already there were so many great testimonials. Actually, I'm gonna read a little bit here before we keep going because every time when I see you, Sharon, it's always like sunny. Like whenever it's a rainy day, when I see you, it's just like a sunshine coming, or whenever there's a darkness, when you come in, there's always light. So I really love that fresh air, that feeling. It's amazing. So audience outside there, I just want to quickly read a few testimonials.
Actually, just if I can
Yeah.
just say one thing there, I do say in the book, be careful of being Pollyanna.
Mm.
Like so for years I was sunny, but inside I was miserable. You know what I
Ah, that's
mean?
very true.
If we do have stuff that we need to heal, we need to go and see the coaches and the counselors and heal our baggage so that we are
Wow.
genuinely sunny.
It's very good advice. I think that also applied to my life as well. A long time ago, probably you saw in the book as well, I was looks very successful outside, but there's something missing inside because we pretended to be okay when we're not okay. So thank you, Sharon. All right, now I found a few words here. I want to read probably two or three. So Sharon is a warm, kind, natural soul who is an expert in her craft. She's really knowledgeable and a great listener. I love the listener, this word. Great leader is a great listener. She oozes compassion and is a delight to work with. I can't recommend her enough. Paul, that's from Paul, okay? And a coach, he's a coach and artist in UK. Sharon brings a wealth of experience and understanding to her life coaching. She's a Kelly is also a client and artist. Wow, you got lots of clients, which is amazing. And these guys are on point with their message and strategies. Highly recommend them. 5 stars, Steve, which is also coach in Australia. There are so many, guys. I have many questions to ask you, but because of the time, I wanted you, Sharon, to share with us what other purpose that's driving you every day. Like I know you already got a lot of clients, and also guys, I want to share a little bit about what I see Sharon from my point of view, because honestly, she's got a lot of things going through in her life. It's not that because we see Sharon is smiling, you got emoji, you got everything looks like successful, you got amazing kids, that your life is like very smooth. Everybody's life has a lot of up and downs. And I know that you have a lot of health issues as well. Some days I saw you are in the hospital, but you're still smiling. You can't be like crying emoji, but then you smile again because you do not dwell in that moment. So I just wanted you to share a little bit more about that journey, as well as, encourage people and also share with us why. Why are you so, when things happen, why you're still so happy, so joyful, and what is the purpose behind it? Yeah. Thank you, Sharon.
Yeah, that's my passion, is teaching people wellness, because, we can all be a victim of our circumstances. We can all say, I was abused as a child, which I was. I had a divorce, I've had anxiety and depression. I have possible bipolar. I have some ADHD. We can all say these things, and all of those things about me are true, but they're not things. You notice I didn't put them in the previous story, but now we're getting,
Mm.
down to the bottom of things. And yes, last year, this lovely little cottage that I bought on the river was my dream house and land, and it just flooded straight away. I knew it would
Oh,
flood at some stage,
wow.
and I was going to raise the house up, but we didn't get a chance. It flooded like a month after we bought it. The real estate agent and I put in some tenants who we thought were going to be very good tenants, but it turned out they actually have a criminal background. They're con artists. So that was, and then there were
So dramatic, Sharon.
lots of problems, and lots of drama, and I had to remember to, and I know this is in your book too, like respond rather than react.
Mm,
It's very
mm,
easy to get swept up in the drama. And then I had found out I had melanoma, and we had an operation, and then I had the treatment. That was very frightening. They still haven't found the primary, so I have 3 monthly tests. So that's an ongoing fear, but I choose not to be fearful of it. I say to
mm,
people when they're fearful about it, I say, I'll see you when I'm 90. I will leave no stone unturned. I told my daughter when she was crying, I said, if I have to walk to the top of the Himalayan mountain to pick the lily that's going to cure the cancer, I will be there. And she said, and I'll be with you, Mum. It was a very emotional moment. But I said, I will leave no stone unturned for my health. I'm now working with a naturopath. I'm now talking to a woman in near Cairns who healed herself naturally. I've spoken to a nutritionist who has told me about some people working in Mexico or Bali. I might be off to Bali, to get the traditional medicine. So
mm,
it's about taking action in your life. As you say so often in your book, we can easily give in to our
mm,
problems,
mm,
but I'm a fighter, and I will fight, whatever it is. I've had a journey with anxiety and depression. So I've developed all these strategies to help people with that
mm,
have worked for me. But now I'm working with a naturopath to look at the chemical side of things. So it
mhm.
really is like, as you said in the beginning of your book, never give up.
Very true,
Yeah.
very true. Thank you, Sharon. And I think, like we all believe that things just happened for us, not against us. I think when
Yes.
things happen in our life, sometimes we are more grateful. We're counting
Yes.
blessings. For example, if we don't have any problem, we just take things for granted. But when we have more problems, we actually more constantly think about, oh, how grateful I am. And also it helps a lot of other people, because I believe there are so many people in this world who are struggling, and they probably have similar things as what you said. I did not have what you said, thanks God, but I have other things probably you don't have. So everyone has a
Yeah.
unique story that we all need to hear, which is why I'm really, really excited for your book to, because I saw it goes many places. I even saw in Africa, and I saw your t-shirt.
Yes.
So tell us more about this, Sharon.
Yeah, so I've been hanging out with a lot of people from Uganda, and
Mm,
it's just one refugee camp in Africa. There are
mm,
millions of people in
wow.
refugee camps all over the world, but you can only help so many.
Mm,
So one of the young men coaches a soccer team, and I don't like to just give them money. I like to help them set up a project so
mm,
that they are sustainable
yeah.
in acquiring their donations, and then
Mhm,
I will encourage and support them and
mm,
share their GoFundMe campaign, but they've got to do some work and be
Yeah.
smart, you know. So he came up with the idea that I could sponsor the soccer shirt. So, you know, we bought the shirts and had them printed. And
Wow.
so now I have my own emoji soccer shirt
Oh,
and
wow.
I wear it a lot. Yeah. So that was it. And one lady that was working with him now has her soccer shirt in
Aw,
Germany. So yeah,
that's
so,
so
and
cool.
then I had another fellow who makes films. So he made me a short film. We did a little deal,
Oh,
and you know, I said I can't pay you a lot, but I will pay you something if you will make a short film about emoji. And he made the beautiful,
oh,
beautiful with the children, you know, and the children are
yeah.
saying emoji and laughing, and
That's
it's
so
just been
cute.
amazing, an amazing
Mm,
connection with Uganda. I'm
yeah,
really
yeah.
grateful for that.
Thank you so much, Sharon. You really touched my heart. I believe we all have a like inner self that is always kind, compassionate, and we wanted to help people. And I like the idea that you said you're not just giving money. If giving money is, of course, you're contributing, but it's more than that. And I like that you are encourage them to live life fully rather than just say, okay, I got money and they're not really doing anything. I think it's actually a very, very good initiative that you're doing. And I think that's why you're rewarded with all the support and all the, even the film thing. It just came up and really nicely and really great. So thank you, Sharon. And we got a little bit time left. I wanted you to also talk to the audience outside there, especially for, I would say right now, probably the younger generations, because they are about to experience what they might already be experiencing what you did before. Is there anything you wanted to let them know, about life? Maybe find the emojis, anything you want to,
Yes.
give some advices and that will help them to live life fully and to conquer all the fear as well as the difficult moments. Because I know like no one can, well, there will be people who can speak, but I believe in your story, there's so many health issues and things, but you all, like you said, you are a fighter, you just already you're here, and tell them how can they reach out who you are, like you become like if they face something similar or even worse, whatever that is. Yeah, thank you, Sharon.
Yeah, sure. This is what emoji is about. And it starts with don't give up, keep striving, keep fighting, keep
Mm,
swimming, Dory, whatever you choose to say. And I heard a coach, actually, one of Steve, the coach that you read his
mhm,
testimonial, I heard a story by him. He was coaching someone and she couldn't get off the couch. Now, I've
mm,
been there, I've been on the
mm.
couch for hours crying and,
Wow.
struggling and unable to leave the house. I've been in that place. And he just encouraged her first day, get off the couch. Second
Mm,
day, walk around the couch. It sounds ridiculous, but
mm.
anybody who's been in that dark place will believe what I'm saying.
Yes.
And then the next day, walk to the door. And then the next day, open the door. And the next day, walk to the letterbox. And the next day, walk to the corner. And that's what it's about. It's just taking a step.
One step,
And
yeah, at a
we
time.
all know the answers. I mean, just about everything in emoji, people know. We know we need to exercise. We know that we need to work on our emotions. We
Mm,
know the ways to get more energy, less
mm.
sugar, more protein, more water. We all know these things,
Mhm, mhm.
but we self sabotage. So we
Yeah.
sit and watch Netflix because we're feeling flat and eating chips or sweets and then wonder why we don't feel any better.
Mm,
And then we say, oh, I shouldn't have sat up all night watching Netflix. Now I'm tired and I didn't get anything done. So,
mm.
hello to
Yes. Yes. Very
avoidance
true.
and procrastination. And
Mm,
so, just taking that one step, writing a little list of things that you're
mm.
going to try that are new and face one fear, two fears, whatever. Because they say that face everything and rise. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah, have a go. Just one thing at a time and stop buying chips and alcohol and lollies and it's sad, but those things make you feel worse. Energy drinks, they all make you
Wow.
feel more anxious and depressed.
Mm.
So good whole food, energy, life-giving food, water, protein, and
Wow.
sleep. And if you're
Yes.
having trouble with your sleep, where do I go to get help for my sleep?
Mm.
So there's plenty
Wow.
of avenues. Yeah.
Thank you, Sharon. This is amazing, all amazing advices, and I like the way that you describe that from the true stories, one step at a time. It's not just saying, okay, because we all know, everybody knows what's the truth, what to do, but by knowing is one thing, by doing is another thing. And the problem about us is, I believe many of us are, we tend to stay in the comfort zone, like you did not realize, because unless you're not change is more miserable than being changed. So you will start to get changed, then change to be another person, whatever that is. I think sometimes it might be late, but it's never too late. So thank you, Sharon, for the amazing advices. I would love to keep you longer. Maybe I would invite you again in our channel next time. And thank you so much for coming. And before you go, can you tell people where they can find you? Like, can you share with us where they can find you? Thank you, Sharon.
Sure. I'm on Facebook mostly. I'm on some other platforms, but I don't get time for all the platforms. The book is on Amazon, and I have it at the moment just on Kindle for 99 cents on special. So I'll leave it at that price for your viewers. And and then I'll bump it back up to $4.99, which is just a large takeaway coffee. And the paperback is $29 delivered, to your door. So just Amazon Kindle, Sharon Chemello emoji will find it. Yeah.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you so much. Everyone, remember to buy this book. And like she said, it's just one coffee, right? It's a whole life experience. It's so good. So make sure you grab one. Thank you so much again, Sharon, for coming. We love you so much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Christy. I love you. I
And see
love what
ya.
you're doing. Thank you.